Hey everyone, today I want to share with you the story of a young man named Peter who lived in a beautiful, peaceful village. Despite being humble and always treating others well, he didn't receive the respect he deserved. Have you ever felt disrespected, even though you've tried your best? Peter's story will help you understand why this happens and how you can change it. Let's dive into the story, because it might open up a new perspective for you in life. Don't miss it. Peter lived in a small, peaceful village where everyone led a simple life. He was humble, polite, and always put others' needs before his own. However, there was one strange thing. Despite being kind to everyone, he didn't receive the respect he deserved. No matter how hard he tried, his friends, family, and loved ones always ignored his opinions. Whenever he shared his thoughts, they either stayed silent or brushed him off, sometimes even making fun of him. This made Peter feel like a ghost, invisible in their eyes, as if he had no value at all. With a heavy heart and a troubled mind, Peter couldn't bear the feeling of being disrespected any longer. He decided to seek out an old monk, renowned for his wisdom and ability to help people with deep life struggles. The monk lived in a remote monastery high up on a hill, a place only those truly seeking enlightenment could reach. Peter hoped that the monk could help him understand why he wasn't being respected and show him the way to change his life. Could this wise monk help Peter overcome his pain and earn the respect he so desperately needed? After hearing Peter's story, the monk smiled gently and began to share some valuable lessons with him. He said, "My child, no one can disrespect or humiliate you unless you allow them to. It all starts with how you treat yourself." The monk continued, "If you want others to respect you, you must first change the way you view and treat yourself." Then, the monk shared with Peter 5 life-changing lessons that, if applied, would help him regain the respect of those around him. These are the important lessons Peter would learn from this wise monk. The monk continued to share the first lesson with Peter. "My child, if you always agree to every request just to please others, you are only lowering your own value. When you fail to say no to unreasonable demands, people will lose respect for you and disregard your time. You must understand that if you keep agreeing to everything without thinking it through, you will be exploited and lose the respect of others. This will make you feel like you have no value, just someone who follows the wishes of others without having your own opinions." The monk continued, "Never be afraid to upset others. Setting boundaries is a way to protect yourself and maintain your self-respect. You don't need to agree to every request just because you fear others won't like you. Remember, when you say no firmly and for a good reason, people will respect you more. Not only will you have more time to take care of yourself, but others will also start to see you as someone valuable, principled, and not easily manipulated." The monk continued to share the second lesson with Peter. "My child, everyone faces their own challenges in life. No one goes through life without encountering difficulties or obstacles. However, nobody likes to be around someone who is constantly complaining, always talking about the misfortunes in their life. People like that can easily create a heavy and negative atmosphere around them. They focus only on their sadness and struggles without taking steps to overcome them. If you keep complaining about what's wrong in your life without taking action to solve it, others will get tired of you and gradually drift away." The monk continued, "You must understand that life is never perfect, but every problem has a solution. If you keep complaining without making an effort to change, you'll only push yourself into a state of failure and despair. Others won't want to be around you because they are also dealing with their own difficulties. They need someone who can help them through tough times, not someone who just adds to their burdens. Therefore, stop complaining and start looking for ways to solve your own problems. When you do this, not only will you feel relieved, but others will also begin to see you with respect and empathy." The monk continued, sharing the third lesson with Peter. "My child, if you are always ready to drop everything and be there for others whenever they call, people will start to take you for granted. They will begin to see you as someone who has no value or boundaries. You'll become the person everyone expects to be there, no matter what. But here's the truth. When you make yourself too available, you lose your sense of importance. People no longer see your time and effort as precious, and they stop appreciating you. The monk paused and added with a calm smile, "Remember, the less you make yourself available, the more valuable you become. It's like water. When water is everywhere, no one thinks much of it. But when water is scarce, it becomes a treasure. People will seek it, appreciate it, and value it because it's no longer something they can take for granted." He looked at Peter, his eyes full of wisdom, and continued, "The same principle applies to your life. If you are always available, constantly at the beck and call of others, you lose the mystery and allure of your presence. People stop seeing your value because they know you will always be there. But if you limit your availability, others will start to appreciate your presence more. They will respect your time, and most importantly, they will begin to see you as someone who is worthy of respect and admiration. You need to find balance, my child. Make sure that when you show up, you do so with purpose and not out of obligation. When people understand that your time is valuable, they will start to treat you with the respect you deserve." The monk continued, sharing with Peter the fourth lesson. Respect comes from honesty and reliability. If you break your promises, people will lose trust in you. Trust is the foundation of every strong relationship, whether personal or professional. And once trust is broken, it's hard to rebuild. He paused, looking deeply into Peter's eyes. "You must be someone others can rely on, someone whose words hold weight. When you make a promise, you must fulfill it. It doesn't matter how big or small the promise is. Keeping your word shows that you value not just others, but yourself as well." The monk continued with great clarity. "When you keep your promises, people see you as someone dependable, someone who can be trusted. But when you break your word, even once, it creates doubt. People will begin to question everything you say, and without trust, respect becomes impossible. People may still be kind to you, but they will no longer hold you in high regard." He leaned forward slightly, his voice steady but full of conviction. "It's not just about doing what you say. It's about being a person of integrity, being someone who sticks to their word, no matter the circumstances. That's how you build true respect. When others know they can count on you, they will hold you in the highest esteem. And that's what you need to become, Peter, someone whose word is unbreakable, someone people look up to because they know you are trustworthy and true to your word." Finally, the monk shared with Peter the fifth and final lesson. A poor person is often looked down upon. It's an unfortunate truth of the world. People tend to judge based on material wealth, and poverty can lead to feelings of embarrassment and disrespect. But if you want to be truly respected, you must change yourself. You must take action to improve your life, and this includes your financial situation. The monk paused, his tone becoming more serious. Respect is not just about how you behave or how you treat others. It is also about what you bring to the table. If you remain stagnant, trapped in poverty, people will see you as someone who cannot take care of themselves or their future. This will affect how they view you and ultimately how they treat you. He looked at Peter with a calm but firm gaze. You have to realize that changing your financial situation is not just for your own benefit. It's for the respect you deserve. You are capable of more, and it's time to show that to the world. Start by improving your skills, working hard, and being smart with your money. When you are able to provide for yourself and take care of your needs, others will start to view you as someone capable, reliable, and worthy of respect. The monk continued, "It's not about wealth for the sake of wealth, but about creating a life where you are self-sufficient, where you can support others, and where you can be a role model for those around you. When you build your financial foundation, you build your respect. People will see you as someone who has worked hard, overcome obstacles, and achieved success on their own terms. And that's the kind of respect you deserve, Peter." After receiving the monk's guidance, Peter began to change step by step. He started by learning to say no when necessary, standing firm in his boundaries, and not being afraid to refuse unreasonable requests. This small but powerful shift helped him regain control over his time and energy. As a result, he stopped feeling overwhelmed and started gaining the respect he had been missing. He also learned to stop complaining about his problems. Instead of focusing on what was wrong, Peter started looking for solutions. He realized that constant complaining only drained him and pushed others away. With this new mindset, he became more proactive in solving his challenges, which not only made him feel more empowered, but also earned him the respect of those around him. Peter also understood the importance of presence. He didn't always show up when people expected him to. By being more selective about when and how he was available, he made himself more valuable. People began to seek him out with genuine respect, realizing that he wasn't just someone who would be there whenever they called. He was someone whose time and attention had worth. Most importantly, Peter focused on improving his financial situation. He no longer accepted being stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. He started working harder, not just at his job, but on himself. He took courses, developed new skills, and looked for ways to grow. Slowly but surely, his financial situation improved, and with it, his self-confidence and the way others viewed him. Peter's life transformed. He was no longer the man who was ignored or taken for granted. The respect he had always longed for came to him naturally as a result of the changes he made. By following these 5 lessons, Peter not only gained the respect of others, but he also gained a deeper sense of self-respect. His life was now on a path of growth, fulfillment, and genuine recognition. And so, Peter's story comes to an end. The valuable lessons shared by the monk helped him regain respect and transform his life. If you're also struggling to earn respect from others, try applying these lessons in your own life. Remember, respect begins with yourself. Thank you all for watching this video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to continue following more interesting stories.